We have team coverage on this news story for you tonight. Andrea Flores looking at what you should know and look out for if you've already received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. We start tonight with Jeff Todd. And Jeff, a big concern is how this news will impact the public's desire to get any of the vaccines.
Karen, state officials said today that all 3 vaccines are needed for the state to stay on pace to reaching herd immunity and getting back to normal. One vaccine expert we spoke with today said the biggest hurdle is going to be rebuilding public trust.
It's a setback in terms of the vaccine process, which is broadly concerning for the pandemic.
The 4th wave is a race against time, with vaccinations now slowing because of this Johnson & Johnson delay, and it's occurring at the same time as coronavirus cases and hospitalizations rise.
Anything that raises people's concern about the safety of one platform of vaccines tends to naturally raise their concerns about all of them.
Dr. Ross Kettle has been studying vaccines for a quarter of a century. He's hoping people will still trust the vaccines in order to end the pandemic.
It's infinitely safer to be taking one of these vaccines than it is to be running the risk of coronavirus infection. But the fear is now extending to the cure, and that's a problem.
He knows some people will become even more skeptical, but a majority of the U.S. vaccine supply is still considered safe.
I think it's reasonable to remind people that the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines, they have not revealed any of these issues.
And he believes Johnson & Johnson doses will return.
Because at the end of the day, it's clearly a very rare thing, and as long as we can control it, then it's not something to be of concern. This pandemic doesn't get over unless a proper number of people agree to take the vaccine.
The governor said that the state will be closely watching the guidance from the FDA and the CDC, and he said if this pause is only a few days, it won't really affect vaccinations within Colorado. And to prove that he still thinks this is so safe, he said if he needed to, he'd get that Johnson & Johnson vaccine tomorrow. We're live in Lakewood tonight. Jeff Todd covering Colorado First.